Interested people watch obsessed people change the world.
It's more like an obsession now. Everything I do.
If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out.
Because our obsessions become our possessions.
There is a difference between passion and obsession. And high performers have obsession about the topic.
I think for anybody, like if you want to be great at something, you have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah. We are all equal as human beings. If we are obsessed with something and we truly pursue our passion with everything we have, regardless of anything else, you are obsessed, work hard, put in the time, you will succeed.
To me, it's a compliment.
See it. I'm upset.
Louder!
I'm upset.
Louder!
I'm upset.
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody. Because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes.
For the final father-fucking time, say it louder!
I'm upset.
Start practicing harder, Damon. I was there to push people beyond what's expected of them.
I can.
You know who plays my heart.
Yes, sir. Every measure.
Get your sticks and get your fucking ass on stage. On stage! I believe that is an absolute necessity. If you want the fucking part, earn it. There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job. The next Charlie Parker would never be discouraged.
Yeah.
You described yourself on the pictures believing you were a lion. Is that right?
I am a lion. And
you described that season as a failure.
It is a failure.
So this, whatever happens,
whatever comes after the first one is a failure.
Best striker in the Premier League right now.
For me, I like a striker that makes the difference. Lukaku is strong. He's more the physical player that scores a lot of goals. Aguero is good.
You didn't say yourself. I was expecting you to say me.
Lions, they don't compare themselves with humans.
To do anything successfully in life, you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. In life, dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality.
This is the key. You dream as though you had no limitations. Nothing's holding you back. Imagine you have all the time, all the money, contacts, all the education, influence. You have everything going for you in the whole world. And just simply decide, these are my dreams, and write them down.
I was told by my father, how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? The only thing stopping us is ourselves. Take one step in the right direction, and you're halfway there to make your dreams come true.
You're not born with greatness. You earn greatness.
The truth is, this was 5.5 years of my life. I poured everything I had into playing this incomparable artist, Mr. Bob Dylan, and I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is, I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going.
Do you still consider yourself the best player in Major League Soccer?
By far.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
There's enough people that are telling us we can't do it, that we're not good enough. Why do we want to tell ourselves that? We know for a fact that thoughts influence actions. Why do we want to say that negative self-talk to ourselves? We need to get our own self-affirmations. Muhammad Ali, what was his self-affirmation? I am the greatest.
The champion of the whole world. The champion of the whole world. That sounded big then. So I kept working until I did. Not only the champion of the whole world, but better than all of those before me.
We need to reaffirm, I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. That is my affirmation.
Anything you say with the words I am, your subconscious will then take that as a command. And so we're constantly programming our subconscious. We think we're describing it, but we're actually prescribing it.
It's an unwavering faith. Like, it don't matter how fucked up that shit might look. It don't matter how much it feel like it ain't gonna work.
Delusional.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion, because it's only delusional until it works. So is it really delusional?
When you're passionate, everybody cheers you on. They're stoked for you.
Oh, you found your passion? Awesome. Follow your passion. Live with passion. Be passionate. Like, the world's gonna be like, yay, passion. When you're obsessed, they're like, why you gotta be so crazy? Why can't you be satisfied? Why do you always gotta get things so perfect? Why do you spend so much time in it? When you're obsessed, people think you're nuts.
When you are misunderstood to the point where fucking people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that. At the Ranger School, man, at the gym. What's wrong? You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't. Because I'm in the right fucking spot. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive. Where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it.
No one thinks you're crazy. You're not yet operating to the outer limits of your potential. Because somebody in your life should say, man, you really care about this in like a crazy way. And when you get there, you know you found your thing. And not everybody finds that.
So people that aren't going to see your vision, people didn't see Jeff Bezos' vision, people don't see Elon Musk, people don't see Kobe and Jordan's vision, and that's okay, but you've got to be willing to see it in yourself.
How many times has God showed you something in your imagination that you thought was so wonderful, and then you took it in there to your family and your friends, and you shared it with them, and they shot it down? You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they didn't see it? Because God ain't show it to them. He showed it to you.
You know, most people obsess about, their shows on Netflix more than their life. I know people who obsess more about their thread count in their sheets at their house than they do about the impact they're making in the world.
Mama, listen to me. I'm going to be rich. Ain't anybody rich in this family. Go in there and sit down somewhere. Get yourself a good job. Oh, mama, you must be right. No, mama could be wrong. Because what you have in your imagination, God didn't show it to your mama. I'm sorry. He showed it to you.
You are the only one who has the guts. We have the guts to go to work and show up every single fucking day, day in and day out.
The more you put in, the more you get out. So stop fucking making excuses. Get out there and do whatever the fuck it takes to reach your fucking goals.
It's like the best way to guarantee to not have the life that you want is to do what everyone else is doing. Unless you want what everyone else has, which no one does.
The price you will pay for not winning is infinitely greater than the price you will ever pay to win.
I miss, but I will. I'm not gonna shy away. I'm gonna be here. Even if I miss, I will shoot. You understand? And I scored 2 goals, a decision.
Because if you started diets and you failed, and you start working out and you failed, if you just make it longer every time before you fail, you're still making progress and you're still doing something that everyone else isn't doing. Yeah. And that is the biggest meta indicator that you possibly can is because everyone sucks. Like so many people are mediocre. Like half of the United States is in debt. They don't even have they're negative net worth. Just saying different than that. The bar isn't high.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win.
I want to see that guy who immersed himself in fucking hell. And he thought about quitting and leaving and his wife and his kids, and why am I here? Is it worth it? All this crazy shit. And still said and found out a way to get through it. So basically that's the bottom line of it all. We all want to read about how we can quickly get somewhere. The permanent result comes from you have to suffer.
A reminder for the gladiators in the arena who feel beat up and scarred with no hope in sight. Building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people can't do it. But you can. This is what hard feels like.
Repetition, repetition, repetition. The problem is we expect to be self-confident, but we can't be unless the skill or the task we're doing is not novel, is not new to us. The problem with repetition is, how many of us bail after the first bit of failure? How many of us bail after the first bit of adversity? Edison was on that video. And depends who you ask, there's anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 tries to build that light bulb. 1,000 to 10,000. J.K. Rowling should be on that video. You know how many publishers she took her Harry Potter book to? I believe the number was 12 or 13. I'm pretty confident, but after 2 or 3 no's, I'd be like, dang it. After 6 or 7, I'm like, maybe not. Definitely after 9 or 10, I'd be looking to be a soccer coach or something else beside an author. Right? I mean, 12 times somebody said no. But practice, 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 and do not accept failure. Maybe it shouldn't be repetition. Maybe the answer should be persistence.
I can control my attitude. I can control my words. I can control my perspective. I can control the lens of which I see it. What can I control in the moment when I can't control something externally, right? Because if I can control what I can control in the moment, what's happening externally is not gonna affect and impact my true potential and my true advancement as a person, which is the things that I can control when I'm viewing a situation, when I'm responding to a situation. Most importantly, can I use it?
You know, you just described all these little things, and somebody come in, it doesn't matter. You know, a great example was like, you know what? When we handed you the book, you're like, this cover is so much better than the other one. Switch it. It's the little attention to the little things that everyone thinks they won't notice. You hear this all the time. Don't sweat the small stuff. The 1%ers, the 0.01, they sweat every single detail. Because the one thing they let slip, somebody is going to use that to their advantage. Somebody is going to make a big deal out of it.
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
You know, everyone says don't worry about the things that you can't control. Well, these individuals, they want to control everything they can control so the uncontrollable becomes more manageable to them. Obsessively, over and over and over again. Then when the uncontrollable happens, you can have a better chance of controlling it.
I'd rather go too far than not far enough. The only reward that you get from taking it easy is the fact that in the moment, it's easier. If you want results and then you basically just catch yourself slacking off and don't do anything about it, then it kind of sounds like you don't really want those results, you know?
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage in greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
Life's this game of inches. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch.
And the beauty about the wins is that it gives you the confidence that the small L's take away. Yep. And then you start cycling that and you go to an upward spiral. People talk about the downward spiral, they never talk about the upward spiral. The upward spiral is just positive momentum and positive momentum reinforcement. You go fast, 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 and you're like, damn, I'm getting lucky. No, you're not getting lucky. You're just reaping the reward of the effort that you put in 5 years ago. The loser calls it luck. Yeah. Because they have no ability to dictate their life. Yeah. There's no such thing as luck. Everything in life is a game of what? Probabilities.
The only shortcut to life is to never miss a day. One, because of compounding interest. And two, because sometimes you get lucky. And you'll never miss a lucky day if you try every day. If you don't try every day, you might miss your lucky day.
The odds were stacked against me. I won anyway, because I win.
You won because Edward Darby came forward. You got lucky.
Guys like you always think other people get lucky. I don't get lucky. I make my own luck.
And that's what people don't understand. If you never miss a day and you never don't try and you're always on time, was I late today? No, on time, and you try and improve every aspect of your life and you're a professional and you try and make sure that you analyze your decisions, you give yourself feedback, you don't make mistakes, you're not lazy. If you try and you make it to the top, you end up elitist because you look at the people down below and you're like, well, why didn't you try? I did.
Life is choice. You can choose to be a victim or anything else you'd like to be.
Just ignore what happened to me.
A warrior acts, only a fool reacts.
What if I can't do it?
That's a future. Throw it out.
Well, how would we start?
There is no starting or stopping. Only doing.
Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Problems are a part of the journey. Opposition are a part of the journey, right? Adversity is a part of the journey. Like, it's all a part of development and growth as a person.
The bigger the wall that you have to get through is, as soon as you get past that one big wall, you then can use that wall as the evidence for why you can jump over the next wall, because that will be the biggest one.
Don't wait until you end up on your deathbed. You may not be one of the lucky people who survive it. Take action now. Take action today and change the one habit that will cause your biggest regret if you died tonight.
Don't do that. Just get up, move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better.
It doesn't make sense in my mind. Why wouldn't you want to try to go as hard as you could on every set that you do, every chance you get? Like, it's not really freaking often where I think about leaving something in the tank and have that be a positive scenario.
Get up and do what you're supposed to do. That's it. And that's discipline. It's not motivation. If you only did what you were supposed to do when you were motivated to do it, that's leaving it to chance. But if you're disciplined, you go do what you're supposed to do. That's the way it works.
First they hate, and then they admire.
You know what I mean? It wants to show you something. It wants to see how much you can take, how much you can handle of life. You say you love life, you want to live life. I'm going to show you life. Life is beautiful, but you have to accept the good and the bad as being beautiful. You can't accept the good, oh, this is beautiful. Then we lose somebody, oh, life sucks. Life is beautiful because life gives us the ability to just know them on our journey in life. We met them. We loved them. We cared about them. They cared about us. That's the purpose of life, just to enjoy what we had, what we journeyed through it.
I'm top 2 paid on the roster, you know what I mean? So people can say whatever they want about what way I've gone about things, but the way I've gone about it has worked.
If you actually want to build something that's going to stand the test of time and make you very successful and rich and happy and bring other people with you, it's going to take everything. I fully believe that. I don't think you can half-ass it. I don't think it can be a side project, and I don't think it can be something that's just 3 hours a day. I think you've got to go fully into it to become like high-level achiever, like actually a winner.
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them.
Doesn't sound like a friend.
No, it's definitely not a friend. It's definitely not a friend. It can seem like a friend, just like your friend that keeps feeding you drinks at the bar can seem like a friend, but are they really helping you in any way, shape, or form? No, they're not. They're not. So when your excuses make you feel a little bit better about the fact that you didn't execute on what you needed to execute on, then they can make you feel better, but they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all. Train, study, work, practice. Train, study, work, practice. Train, study, work, practice, and eventually you will increase your confidence.
See, in your life, everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen.
I will never quit. Because if you quit, you're done. You may still be alive walking around on this earth. You're done. I will never quit. I will persevere and I will thrive on adversity.
That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.
You had that third failure in a row. Did you think, I need to pack this in?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.